The problem with positive thinkers. The problem with positive thinkers. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics, as is with this one. Well, I got to thinking about the problem with positive thinkers. And you might say to me, well, Dianna Brianne, isn't positive thinking a good thing? Yes, I believe overall, in the bigger picture, it is a very good thing. It's better to have a positive attitude than a negative one. It's better to be pointed in a positive direction than a negative direction. But this is where I see an issue with positive thinking. Often positive thinkers don't want to acknowledge the negative. They don't want to see the negative sides of anything. And that's where they can have issues in the bigger picture, because they're not acknowledging things. They're living in, at times, what I call the dream world, the fantasy world, that everything is perfect, that everything is going to be perfect, that, that they're not acknowledging the problems that may be out there. And so when people don't acknowledge the problems, often the problems do not go away. Now, sometimes they do, but most often they don't until they're addressed. And yet positive thinkers don't want to look at the problem. They just want to look at all the good stuff. They want to look at the icing on the cake, but not that they need to build or make the cake itself. And so I believe in positive thinking. I'm all about positive thinking. I believe in keeping a positive attitude. And yet I believe in keeping a realistic attitude and acknowledging the negative out there and dealing with the negative. Because if we don't deal with the negative from a positive point of view, then likely, those negative things are only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so I believe that it's very important not to get lost into fantasy, not to get lost into everything is going to be just perfect. We don't have to do anything. Let's just ignore it. I believe in not doing that, because often that's when things will escalate and get bigger. And then the positive person is standing there going, what happened? What happened? I was thinking positive. Back in the late 70s and early 80s is when the positive thinking movement really, really began, I believe, because that's when I remember it starting. That's when the self-help books began to come out in the early 80s. And I'm all about self-help books. I probably read the majority of them, at least during those time periods of the late 70s, 80s. They really didn't start coming about until the 80s in any kind of mega way. And yet I think a lot of times people have got so wrapped up into positive thinking that they have forgotten about a lot of core values and a lot of core ways of doing things. Positive thinking alone often will not achieve results. It's positive thinking, right decisions and right actions that will often achieve what it is that we want. Even churches have gotten away from what I believe are the true meaning of going to church and the reasons we should be going. They've gotten so much into more, bigger, better, materialistic items, opposed to all the real reasons why we go to church. And so, that's a whole nother subject and a whole nother video I could possibly do on, how churches have changed over time and how many of them, especially a lot of the mega churches, are all about materialistic things. And they have taken their eye off of the real reason for being there. And I'm all about material things. I'm all about having wonderful things. And yet I believe that it's a very separate thing when we go to church. Why are we really there? Are we there for more, or are we there to honor God? And for me, I'm there to honor God. And yet, like I said, that could be a whole different video if I chose to do one on it. And so the whole thing is, I believe in positive thinking. I believe in positive momentum. I believe in positive attitude. But I also believe in acknowledging the negative out there and addressing the negative from a positive point of view, meaning that we're going to make right decisions, okay? From my house to yours. May God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 channels. Links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. If the links are not working, please copy and paste the name of the channel. Thank you, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.